Thank you very much, Freak. Earlier, we saw NBA star Gordon Hayward's visit to the Curse House, and now we take a closer look at him playing with his favorite NALCS pro, Voyboy.
In basketball, I'm a playmaker. I like to set up my teammates, and I kind of do a little bit of everything. In League of Legends, I kind of like to be more of the scorer, the go-to guy.
All right, I'll support Free. We'll go ham. All right, I got hooked now.
You have to make those plays.
I might look for something. I'm going for it. I'm flashing. Oh, get it. Get out. Run. We got first blood. It's worth.
He was not afraid to go aggressive. He was all in and get the kill. So I saw a lot of myself in him.
Just those little details about the game is something that I learned, which is pretty amazing that all these guys know all this stuff.
I think my favorite thing about that is they're both kind of still in awe of each other's presence. They're you're kind of like, whoa, damn, a pro basketball player. And he's like, damn, a pro League of Legends player. And they're both just kind of sitting there yeah, cool. Because they both know how to react to each other. It's awesome.
Can I have your autograph? Yeah, you can have mine.
All right, let's dive into our next game. 6th place Evil Geniuses versus 5th place Curse. And these two are teams that have brought the most variance in the NALCS. So hopefully we'll get to see some new champions.
Yeah, so EG are the only team to run that Soraka and Urgot combination. And Evil Genius have actually drawn bot lane bans for Soraka, even though the bot lane hasn't put up the greatest of numbers. Meanwhile, Curse have been very unpredictable in the picks and ban phase because you don't know where their champions are going to go. We saw Quas pick a top lane Gragas in their win over Dignitas last week and then switch to mid lane. And the variation in strategies that come from Curse, I really think that makes them very dangerous.
Yeah, they can try to pull out the surprises, but Curse is a team that Polebelter is very familiar with.
You're right. Polebelter was on Curse Academy last year, so he's practiced a ton against Curse and against Voyboy specifically. The last time that these two teams played, Polebelter killed Voyboy for first blood and then just took over the entire game from there.
So with that, let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it is Evil Geniuses. In the top lane is Inox, Snoopy in the jungle, Polebelter in mid, Yellow Pete at AD carry, and Crepo there on support.
And on the red side, it's Curse. Up top is Quas. In the jungle, I will dominate. Mid is Voyboy, AD carry Cop, and supporting is none other than Saint Vicious.
So we know Voyboy kind of coming off that sickness of last week. We'll have to see if he does give up the first blood or not again. It definitely played into his style, what he was doing, his engages. He tweeted out after that wasn't feeling well. And definitely going to see a different Voyboy this week.
Yeah, well, he got to meet Gordon Hayward, play around with him. Maybe that's given him some confidence playing with an aggressive AD carry like Gordon.
That's true. As he said. Kind of seeing a little bit of myself in him. We always knew Voyboy when he took to the top lane, and now he's in mid. The 2v1s were always something that got him in trouble because Voyboy loves to go aggressive. And we can see that on, Akali picks coming out already from him and such of the like.
Yeah, and that's really has a hand in why I think that these strategies that Curse employ are so important to their team. They have so many resources. They have a coach, they have a manager, they have an analyst. They come up with strategies that they bring before they get to this game.
Yep.
And we saw that where, reactively, they haven't even picked champs like Kassadin. Like when they played CLG, Kassadin was on the table. They didn't even pick Kassadin because they already had their fast pushing strategy, and that didn't play into their strategy, so they're not going to take that champion. Meanwhile, EG are a very reactive team. They've picked a lot of different champions, but they make those changes during champion select.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Polebelter's played 9 different champions in 10 games. They're very flexible. And, they're definitely willing to switch up their strategies during champion select on the go. Oh, alley-oop.
That didn't seem like it worked. That's why mid and support don't have much synergy.
And he's going to stick to League, not switching to basketball anytime soon.
Getting what they can. Make sure the ham warmers are in the right spot. Getting the switches in. So with that, like you said, 9 different champions for Polebelter. And you gotta think that opens up the diversity for the composition for the team too. That helps everybody out a little bit.
Yeah, it does. And they talked about it in their interview after a couple of their successful games. The game where they ran Jungle Mundo, they didn't plan on running Jungle Mundo. Snoopy hadn't played that in months.
Yep.
And they pick the strong champions and then decide where they're going after that, which is why Polebelter kind of always ends up with whatever's left. And that's why he's played so many different champions, because he's very flexible like that. And as I said, Curse has so many resources. EG have very few resources. I haven't heard anything about a coach for them. They barely even have their players full time. Pobelter's in school.
Yeah.
They've only have their players like half time. He has to go to school and then they can come practice much later. So they have to be a bit more reactive, and they have definitely less prepared strategies, as opposed to Curse.
Kind of be able to think on your feet and make it happen. We see EG in the line. They all look pretty happy about this. They are in the head-to-head versus Curse, up and 1. They've won this matchup before, so the rematch. Curse is looking to come out big here. We see St. Vicious on the end, the newest addition to the playing roster from the coaching status for Z-Kent now. And that's be interesting to see what he picks this time. We've already had an Alistar. We've had a Thresh. Let's see if he goes.
We can't make fun of him anymore for smite stealing, but we can still make fun of him for the shot calling, because now he's the shot caller. If they decide to go for Baron and flub it, it's still sort of his fault. If you want to just blame him
the
so
aggression
bad.
has worked out for them. The level 3 or level 2 Alistar gank coming middle when he played that was wholly not something we've seen in a very long time.
His first game back, he made a lot of very strong plays, made a case for himself, and everybody's pretty happy with him staying on the team, on the current roster, and the starting lineup.
Expecting to see a Pantheon ban come out from the Evil Geniuses side. Unless that's, there it is. All right, cool.
So that's because Dominate has continued success on Pantheon. A lot of other junglers in the LCS have been using it, but Dominate keeps winning with Pantheon. Meanwhile, his Wukong, which is the other champion that he's been very, very heavily favoring, he's lost 3 times on that
all
champion.
3 picks.
So, 0% win rate for that Wukong for him. So if you just target that Pantheon and get him off onto one of the other junglers, according to the numbers, you've got a better strat.
And we see that Olaf getting banned out. Mundo and Olaf are the wins that Snoopy has found his wins on in jungle. So that gets banned out. We'll see what the last one coming in from Curse is.
Yeah, the classic Kassadin ban. It looks like the bans from EG are fairly static bans. Like, those are just, okay, we're against Curse, we ban Pantheon. And then what else do we ban?
Right.
2 very strong champions at the moment. Yasuo in the hands of Voidboy. He's already been able to perform on that. And then Elise is a generic jungle ban. So they're kind of spread out on their bans. But as we said, they're a reactive team. They decide what they're going to go with in Champion Select a lot of the time. I mean, they definitely prepare coming in, but they're able to make those changes.
Looking, Elise is actually one of those champions that Snoopy played as well, so he's kind of reaching into his pocket of junglers as we see a LeBlanc is going to be the first pickup, and this makes it number 10 for Pobelter in different champions played.
Yeah, expecting the Gragas, just because Gragas is the champion that he was able to run away with the game on before. It's a strong all-around first pick. LeBlanc is a champion that many different mid laners have had success in the LCS.
Link's return to mid lane.
Exactly. That's definitely highly prioritized among all mid laners at this moment. So not really a surprise there, but yet another page in his book, more diversity here from EG.
And we do see that St. Vicious goes for a third and different support. Leona this time with Dominate picking up Vi. Back in week 3, he actually had a loss on Vi, so we'll see if he can get a win here.
I like this combo because they're both very aggressive players and they're both very aggressive champions. Very long range engages, guaranteed engages from Vi, and then Leona.
Yeah, we kind of just heard it from CLG, that combo, boom.
Exactly. And we saw in the last game, when the Leona's on point, like Afromu landing all of his stuns so well, it just makes it look like the team fight, the other team doesn't have a lot of options.
That's a good point. A lot of talking coming from Crepo on this one. It seemed pretty definitive there, and they do lock in the Sivir as well as the Shyvana.
So I was originally calling the Sivir builds here, where you have a Sivir comp with all these melee champions, the sort of Zerg comps.
To go fast.
But I'm changing it.
Gotta go fast.
I'm gonna from now on call these the Stampede. This is the Stampede comp when you have Sivir like that, and you go with the Dragon or Vash for short.
I like it.
If you know how that connection.
Yeah.
But they saw where Curse were going with this. As soon as you see Vi and Leona, oh my god, we just saw last game, we're having flashbacks. We don't want to give them Sivir. That would be brutal because they have already the strong long-range engage. If we add to that on the hunt, then it's going to be terrible for them late game. They'll just get abolished. So EG, make an audible call right here.
Yeah.
And then take out going Shyvana as well as Sivir.
We'll see if the human typhoon that is EG can complete that stampede, and we'll see what they can do as they lock in some more picks. Really, could Quas be taking back the Karthus, or could that be Void Boys?
So I'm definitely going to say it's Quas's just because they keep on running Quas with that, and Void Boy is so into assassins right now. He's infatuated with them.
Yeah.
They could probably go with another assassin champion, but Quas has had a lot of success on the side lane Karthus. He doesn't really get involved in the game early except to add the Requiems every once in a while when he wants extra money, but he does a great job of avoiding death. Even though Karthus has that passive, you don't want to use it early. You want to save that for late game.
Don't frog him.
He's trying to farm up in the side lanes. He does a great job of it, and then he comes and joins the team fights in the mid game with 1 or 2 items, pretty much all that he needs.
Yeah.
And one of them is going to be a death cap, and he just comes in with so much area of effect magic damage that could work very well against a team that's trying to utilize Sivir, because he can both slow them and damage all of the melees.
Got a few, or one more animal in the stampede at least.
All right, there we go. This is definitely going to be dragons and bears.
Bear pickup. I like it. I like it.
No tigers, but it will be scary.
Bear making an appearance here in the NALCS. You can see the 0%'s there. He's about to get some percentages under his belt after this game. We'll see what Snoopy can do.
So Shyvana and Bear, very similar champions in their late game team fighting, because both of them get real tanky, and then they add a lot of mixed damage. You don't really take into account the ultimates from Bear and the slow burn from Shyvana in the late game. Both of them have a lot of very strong, consistent AoE magic damage towards the late game, and they're very beefy tanks, hard to take down. And there it is, the assassin.
Looks like we get that mid lane. I can kill you better. No, I can kill you better. Okay, I can kill you better. We'll see if they can do it and actually kill each other. Another interesting point coming into this game, Ezreal for Cop, Sivir for Yellow Pete, both on new 80 carries here in the spring split for themselves, at least coming into this game.
Cop definitely is a fan of Ezreal because it's a safe champion, and as we know, he likes to bounce around back there. In this sort of situation, Curse are looking forward. This is an offensive set of champions. They're going to be looking towards the dive, not necessarily trying to peel for the AD carry, so they're going to be wanting Cop on a safe AD carry that can take care of himself, while the Vi and Akali and Leona are diving in with the Karthus, trying to set up zone control in the middle of the team fight, trying to just basically zone out half of the team here.
Now, what kind of a lane is a LeBlanc Akali? Is that a lane that gets a lot of help from the junglers, or like last game, they kind of do the side lane?
I love Void Boy's description of the Akali lane in this kind of situation. He's like, well, Akali early here before 6 is going to be sort of like a tadpole, and he's got he's going to have to swim around, eat up as many little nutrients as he can before he's able to evolve and turn into a frog. And once he grows up big and strong, then he gets his ulti to start jumping around, and then he's going to be killing people. But before then, he's going to have hard times. He's going to try and soak up minions.
Hopefully not get caught in that net. Yeah. We'll see. Well, the champs are locked in and loading. We're going to see who you at home pick to vote and win in. According to LOLesports.com, 57% of you think Curse will be victorious in this matchup.
An even vote here. We've got almost 50-50. I like that. This is going to be exciting, I think, because sort of EG have seen the first 2 picks that Curse made and then tried to take away some similar champions. So both of the teams kind of ended up similar strategies in the end. It's just that EG have some very nice pick potential with the Thresh and the LeBlanc, and then Curse have the Vi and the Leona. So it's just a couple different sources here, but man, this is going to be quite exciting. I think Quas up in the top lane for Shyvana is going to be a farm-heavy lane until EG make a call for a dive or something like that, because Karthus, he is susceptible to dives in the early game, not very high defensive stats early. That's pretty much all he has to watch out for. Early invade from
Last
EG.
time they did this, they allowed Yellow Pete to go up. They kind of did the same thing as well. We saw XDG do this. ManCloud was the one to go into the bottom, and then he came up, and they tried to...
this is a good route. I mean, they took a lot of precautions, going a long way around, staying in the fog of war, getting around the edge here. And then they do all that work, and Cop is just standing there at the ramp. That's why so many teams have defaulted to the 1 man at each ramp in the river. We're just going to see what your plans are and back off. What's really going to be the tell here is if EG stay until the 150 mark if they go for the late invade onto the blue buff. Because that's really the only option left in them. There's no more surprise. They have to wait till Cop backs off and goes to like help with that blue buff. Meanwhile, you know, Vi's starting red, so it won't be a contested blue buff. It'll be just Snoopy trying to steal it away if they go for a late invade. And it's always annoying as a jungler to try and start your first buff fighting the other duo. So they go for the standard one. This means that it is going to be the Leona and Ezreal who get the first level 2 down bottom because they're in the lane already shoving.
We'll see if they decide to go strong on that. Cop and St. Vicious
shoving
in the bottom lane. Well, actually, no, they aren't. We can see them kind of freezing that lane in the bottom. Voidboy and Pobelter, the LeBlanc versus Akali lane, is something we will come back to as Yellow Pete and Crepo finally come to lane. It's only been one CS really taken in here. So like you said, they held it.
Yeah. You can tell by the way that Kersar's standing, positioning himself in this lane. They're going to be very defensive early. St. Vicious just wants that side bush control. In a Leona Thresh matchup, side bush control is huge. Hooks that come out of Fog of War from one of those bushes, much easier to land than the ones in full vision. And meanwhile, Leona always looking for the opportunity to go in for the Zenith Blade and then stun. Well, Pobelter's beating up that tadpole.
He's getting as much as he can. Voidboy hitting 2 after Pobelter, so you can see a little bit of an advantage here, and we know Pobelter for going very early. The last matchup there, that was first blood, so we'll see if he can do it once again. Has Voidboy under the turret. Voidboy will fare pretty well. Akali does okay there.
All right, once he does get under his turret, you know, he's already used his Shroud, so it will take harass under turret. It's really Pobelter's job at this point. You know, he's sort of exposed himself to ganks. He needs to make use of the time of this wave shoved up the turret and try and continue to harass Voidboy. If you can make him burn through all of his HP, oh, here we go, Snoopy looking.
Wait a minute, Snoopy trying to go really hard on this one. He is getting the damage down, and it looks like down to 300, down to about 200. He will not go in with the passive. Voidboy starts backing up the help.
And Snoopy now has control over Dominate's jungle. Probably going to take away the big Wraith and the big Golem. That'll be a large amount of money that Dominate will miss out on and have to clear those camps because he will want to continue farming that red side jungle.
Voidboy doing what he can.
Will he meet him, though? He could meet
He's
him
going
like
to try to.
Golems.
All of his lanes seem to be doing pretty well. Crepo, very nice play there, but still gets stunned up. Yellow Pete able to answer back with all the damage onto St. Vicious. Cop trying to do what he can to stave off a little bit more of the fight.
So Snoopy has the stronger lanes, all three are right. Dominate's able to steal away one because the smite was used already from Snoopy. No, I kind of would have liked to see Snoopy do the same thing. Wait in the bush up at the double golems for Dominate to come. There's no guarantee that Dominate will go up there, though, so it's a risky play. But if you force the other jungler, if you get to jump on him twice and force him back twice, then it's a huge win, and he would put him really far behind. But Dominate is able to get his golem back, and so they're pretty much back to even.
Yeah, he's up in CS right now since Snoopy was trying to do the counter jungling. So we'll see if it really hurts Dominate all that much. Still in this bottom lane, 26-24 in CS. No real action really came out of the level 2 here. We saw a bit of aggression from St. Vicious, but it's just flayed away, and Yellow Pete's really able to come up with the double damage back onto Cop and St. Vicious. So they're considering their engagements. 600 gold down. PG in the lead. Those engagements, there they are. Not so good.
That was a great move from Crepo. Most of the plays early in the duo lanes come from supports because the ADs are consistently concentrating on the last hitting, and the supports have so many more tools at their disposal. Crepo definitely doing a good job taking the opportunity with his Thresh.
Very nice flay play there.
We saw, definitely reminded of X Special during the All-Star tournament there. Just always interrupting St. Vicious on Jarvan with his combos. Oh. Now St. Vicious again, having nightmares. A Thresh interrupting his combos. This time he's on support. Same old problem.
Still the flag cautious play. We'll see if they can get it back in. He has the Solar Flare coming up in just 2 levels. Voidboy looking to hit level 6 as well. He's halfway up to 6. And right now, Pobelter is only a few minions away. We're going to see if they try to go on this. Snoopy sitting in the wing.
And he's got a pink ward too. That could make the gank Oh, flashes for the chain.
Little
It's
too
gonna be a
early.
hit.
The Q comes in. They flip it back. Voyboy doesn't have the shroud, and he's gonna go down for first blood to Pobelter.
Yeah, you're right. Saved the pink ward. Didn't even have to use it there. Shroud already down.
Yep.
And Pobelter able to capitalize. Snoopy with another gank here. Very strong start for him. And he needs to make those ganks successful because Dominate is just hard farming the jungle, and he's getting that CS up there.
Snoopy coming in on these champions he hasn't played in a while, at least, or he may say for Volibear as well. Really showing impressive stuff. We have 1,000 gold lead for EG now after that gank. Pobelter getting going is not what Curse needed.
Yeah, was pretty much the story of the last time these two met. Pobelter, once he got a foothold in that mid lane, he was able to use that money and that confidence to consistently not only outplay mid lane, but also outplay the jungle. So, you know, sort of increasing his influence from just his lane to affect the entire game.
Pobelter going back in the Fiendish Codex along with 2 rings, so he's quite ahead of Voyboy here as he just went back for the tomb. Or really Tome rather, and the boots. Voyboy level 6, could be looking for Dominate to come in here. Assault and Battery is up.
Yeah, he's all grown up here, but he doesn't have a lot of damage added. You know, he still has to play a little cautiously, and you do have to wait for your charges on your ulti to stack up before you go real aggressive. He'll definitely want to combo with Dominate, who is level 6 now. So his next gank will be a lot stronger.
Actually see Dominate coming in with the Dorans as well, but even though he got countered, he's 41 to 27 still in that. There is the assist to Snoopy, but Dominate's trying to keep himself in this.
Yeah, Snoopy trying to go more gank heavy, and Dominate trying to farm up to that level 6.
Right.
He'll probably try and use that ulti pretty soon here. And the best thing for him, since he's got a mid laner who is manaless, he has to take the blue for himself. Every jungler likes that. Vi especially benefits so much from cooldown reduction. He's going to be very happy taking that one away. But I kind of want to turn my eyes towards the top lane because there's been a lot of discussion about AP top laners now in the tank heavy meta. Quas has been constantly having success with this Karthus up top. And you can see it here again. You know, he just wards up very well and he CS's from a safe distance, just waiting, biding his time until he can get beefy. He's actually gone with a Giant's Belt just to make sure if they come for the dive, then he'll be okay.
Oh, that passive gets blown through right away. The Requiem coming in. Quas, story of this Requiem. It's a little too late.
Yep, there's the combo. They were able to use it with the Voyboy.
Hello. That's that aggression.
Yeah, Pobelter's just saying, okay, you got a little confident with that kill, but don't try that with me.
Uh-oh. Inox getting a little sticky situation here. He should be okay with the burnout, Dragon's Descent, to get himself out as well. And Curse is going to use this to get themselves a dragon. Very nicely played. Going to come up with a kill, the dragon, and the equaling of the gold.
So I have to say, Dominate kept his head about him. When the early invade came, he was not flustered. And he just farmed up his jungle, got to the level 6. He played to his champion's power curve. Once he got his Vi power with the ultimate, goes in for the answer. And Voyboy as well, playing to his power curve, waiting for that tadpole to grow up. They capitalize on it. Not only is it just a kill, but also the dragon really helps them out because they need the experience as well as the gold from that.
Dominate, he's been through worse. It's not the blue buff stolen at level 1, so he's faring quite well right now. Voyboy and Pobelter, both level 8 in the mid lane, and that's looking like what it is around the map as well. Everybody's keeping a pretty consistent level. Crepo and Yellow Pete, almost a bit of the same matchup we saw last game, but a lot less aggression between the two compositions here in the bot lane.
Yeah, especially from the Curse lane. They've constantly positioned themselves back in the lane, playing very, very defensively. Snoop is just barely able to see that ward, just out of vision.
They're trying to gain as much control as possible right now. Nobody has a definitive lead. We saw the dragon just being pressured out by Curse, so they have that timer quite nicely to themselves. And it looks like Snoopy may be in the bottom side of the jungle here for the next few minutes. They could try to work on something, but keep saying over and over, bottom lane is not getting any attention this game.
Now, I'm really curious as to what's going to happen with the mid lane, because both of those assassins like to roam when they get a little ahead. Once they shove a lane, they would love to get side lane kills here, but you can look at the ward coverage. It's EG all the way. They're just dominating the map right now as far as vision is controlled. Both defensive pink wards already placed. As I said, I love those defensive ones because they're easy to defend. 5 hits is a long time for an enemy to stay there, and you can call your team down to react. Meanwhile, Curse have been saving money on not purchasing quite as many wards, and they've been farming up extremely effectively, trying to get to that late game where they have fed Akali, fed Karthus.
Right. Well, hopefully all of them being fed in that wall of pain from Karthus can stop the stampede we have yet to see here. Yellow Pete and Crepo still staying in the bottom lane. We haven't seen that on the hunt come in for Snoopy.
Oh,
the pink ward goes down. They throw him out. It's going to be the lockup. Can the chain hit?
Oh, no chain hit.
Flash from Boy. That is going to be Quaz coming in. Is he late? The wall of pain hits up. They're going on to Snoopy. The passive is up, and it is going to keep him alive. No, they dive even harder. And it's going to be Yellow Pete going down in the bottom lane. We got action everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a double kill for Boy.
And Karthus still has his ultimate. They could even go for more down bottom.
And they are going to take more, and a little bit after that. They go ahead and get the kill onto Crepo. Slowly, St. Vicious is going to make it out alive from the bottom lane engagement. And we see a bit of the top going down. Great turret take there.
As we said, Curse playing calm until they're able to turn the switch here. Great teleport down from Karthus. Quas is able to turn that gank around. And again, they're getting Voyboy going here. 2 kills now. Going to have to start worrying about that Akali. There's the full combo that's possible with the Leona Ezreal. Playing far back until they are able to land that successfully. The full burst, and then Crepo stays around at the turret by himself. Boop. A pretty easy finish there from the 2 versus 1 situation. Now Inox is deep in the jungle.
Got a good wall there. We'll have the ability to kite. Looking to get some Skittles down on the feet of Inox, but he backs out. It looks like he's got himself a red buff off of that last engagement, or stealing it away during the replay. Boy back to mid lane. It looks like he is not in a safe spot, though. He's got enemies on both sides of him right now.
Yeah, you can really tell everyone on Curse is very confident in the scaling of their champions. They're just very, very, very cool and collected with the plays, reacting to EG's moves and turning pretty much everything around.
And Pobelter definitely into the playmaking today. He home guards right away on those boots. Going to get back to lane, get some kills in his team's favor. He's already got one for himself. We saw that first blood come in with the help of Snoopy, and they've tried a second time. And now they just keep hovering the top side of this jungle. Pobelter is trying to get up there and kill Quas.
Yeah, he's actually wasted a lot of time. Pobelter with another roam, ineffective this time. They had the ward coverage, but they haven't been able to capitalize. St. Vicious is constantly going to be looking for those from the bush. And that's why I say, side bush control, very important in that lane. You can see that's why both of them have warded each of the long side lane bushes. Makes it much easier to dodge those skill shot CCs. Oh man, 4-man bottom here. So this is very reminiscent of the Cloud9 game, but Curse are actually waiting for their opportune moment.
Inox says he has the upper hand here. Even Death Defy won't kill him, and it's not going to. With the wall being down, he walks out of this easily in the 1v1 versus Quas.
Shaping up to be a 4-on-4 down bottom. Boy a little bit late though.
Oh, they know the Requiem's not here to fight this. Beautiful job going in, but I think they may have thought this one wrong. A kill going in, it is going to be on to Snoopy. They turn it, no, Cop goes down now, and it is back and forth. Yeah, Boy goes
Gets
on there. The assist comes in with the reset. Going for the third one. A little too hypey on that one. No, they can't get the kill. It's going to be Saint going down as he tries to take up the turret.
What a bloodbath down bottom, but meanwhile, all that action, Inox capitalizing on his solo kill, gets half of the inhibitor turret health. Remember, inhibitor turrets do regenerate though. That's 15 health. Oh, here we go. We're going to watch the replay once again. Dominic goes right through that box and then back in onto Crepo. In and out. Snoopy are trying to do work on Cop, not able to finish him, but Yellow Pete does. And here goes Boy, chaining 2. 1 onto Yellow Pete, second onto Crepo. Goes back into Pobelter, but that's all of his charges. And he doesn't want to chase any longer.
Just kicking people right in the mouth over and over, brings himself up to 4-1-1 on the game, and that's what you were talking about, Kobe. They were waiting for that time to roam. They were given that chance.
Dominate clearing out the ward, but EG are waiting in the side. And they get the hook on the Cop. Nobody's there to capitalize. Even if Crepo had gone over, he just would have died by himself. All he had was a little bear sitting there. Snoopy can't add much to the 4-man curse who are already grouping up for Dragon. Quas is going to be a little bit late. It looks like he wants to cheat and farm that mid lane. So Curse don't really want to commit to the Dragon fight until they absolutely have to.
Who do you give the upper hand here in the Dragon fight composition?
Curse, because they've got that Karthus, and he has completed Rylai's. If you group up inside that Dragon pit, Quas is going to have a field day. Plus, he has his Requiem available, so that's just so much guaranteed damage on the entire team. But it's actually Curse starting it out, and they engage!
Solar Flare, the ult hits 3, but just on the side. A quick kill coming in. Satan actually stays alive right now, but he goes down in the end after Voyboy. Double kill coming in for Snoopy. Very nice on the passive of Volibear, keeping alive just a little bit longer, but it does not look like the fight that Curse wanted
They started that a little bit early. Quas was still in the mid lane. Quas had to come and flash into the fight after Voyboy was already dead. He didn't get to add the zoning that they need with this set of champions. Curse starting up that Dragon a little bit overzealous. You can see Quas is farming in the mid lane, and there they go. As soon as it hits, they're able to all go in, and it looks good, but Voyboy commits. They can drop pink wards. They can see him even if he had gotten his Shroud down. And then Quas, you can see after they're already dead, he wants to come commit. He flashes in, but they're only able to answer one. And it's a big win for EG. This is definitely exactly what they wanted to get back in this game. A huge boost of confidence there for EG as they're able to grab the gold lead. And remember, as confident as Curse are with the scaling, EG are the ones with Sivir this time around. So they've got the movement advantage towards the late game. They can actually definitely run away with this one too. As we heard in the CLG interview, she's great for the late game. As soon as you see anyone out of position, they can chase them down.
A lot of people have been kind of weaning off that jinx. We see Sivir even more in EU. We got to remember Smithy's Sivir last week. He went something like 8-1-8 on it. She's making a comeback here, and Yellow Pete making it work as well for the team a little bit in these engagements. They got 2 kills for most of the board across. Snoopy, Pobelter, and Yellow Pete.
He's real close.
Getting what they can. Double hook, 1 chain, 1 hook. St. Vicious doesn't look like he'll live too long in this one, and Pobelter picks himself up a 3rd kill there to meet up with Inox.
Yeah, we talked about that pick potential of the Thresh plus LeBlanc, and both of them land their skill shots there, so that's going to be a dead Saint.
Something that we saw last game for CLG in the Vi Leona composition was they also had that Sivir to get that lockup down, and that's something they're missing this game.
Talisman of Ascension as well for both teams here. Saint's got to upgrade his, but Kreppel's already done. So they've got massive movement speed advantage right now. That plus Sivir is going to be able to
the Stampede
very easily. The Stampede will start very soon. Quas is the one holding the gate on that Stampede, though. If he can land a good wall of pain,
that's true.
He can shut the door.
Shut it very easily. Pobelter, however, he'll fit through the window real quick. The Deathfire Grasp is finished. He is looking to cancel someone out right away. That could be a Cop, a Quas, or a Voidboy at this point. And Quas's build, like you said, the Ryla's the first time. I think that's the first time he's actually done that, because usually it's the Rod and then he builds other.
You know, he's definitely tailoring it to what they're facing this time. Trying his best to slow down everyone here from EG. Not only is it going to be the wall, which is hard to land on everybody, it's also going to be the Skittles landing slows for themselves. Meanwhile, you know, he goes to the side lane, he cleans up all the minions, and he returns to base. He's just trying to power up. He's also going for the eventual upgrade right there for the tier. Stack. It'll give him another shield on top of this, but it also gives him a lot of power. And any additional man that he will build after that will also provide ability power.
Still waiting for the Dragons. Curse has been able to get a few under their belt coming into this matchup. 11-11 on the scoreboard, and it's 2K in favor of EG right now. They've been finding those kills back into their favor recently. What they can has really gone into the hands of Pobelter. Those quick home guards keep getting him out, keep getting him into the fights that his team is creating. And Snoopy, again, on a new jungler, has been doing a great job.
He's been doing a great job. Kawasa is in danger of getting dove right here. The turret's about to go down. And LeBlanc is heading, but so is Voyboy, and they're about even distance. So it's like Inox pulling off is the right call. They need to work on their vision control. Both of these teams, like I said, are very similar in what they're trying to accomplish. So the vision wars will be fought in Curse's jungle. And it looks like EG have the upper hand right now.
Well, with those turrets going down, it gives EG a better chance to get into that fog of war. It gives Pobelter some places to attack the enemies. It looks like we saw Dominate trying to do just that, but they decide not to engage. The mid turret goes down, and they have more than just mid to deal with right now.
Yep, Shyvana split pushing here. Inox has gone Blade of the Rune King build, so he's got dual potential. He just walks right through that wall of pain and the slows here.
Oh, he pulls him in because he knows Pobelter's coming off. They get a good kill onto that
Their
one.
vision lapsed in the blue side jungle, and Pobelter was able to make the quick rotation. That was very easy story there from EG. The wards that they just had timed out. Quas going down means that EG can pressure another turret. They have great wave clear, but it's hard for them to get in range to land the few auto attacks onto the turret. So their siege kind of takes a little while to get done, but they do have great harass under turret because LeBlanc and Sivir can both do a lot of damage without taking turret hits. You know, maybe one turret hit Pobelter might take when he jumps in, but he'll blink right back out.
Oh, that siege minion, or the wave in itself, does not stand a chance.
Quas is up.
Nice solar flare. They go for Inox. That's going to be locking down the Shyvana. Inox still alive right now, but he does go down finally. It's going to be Voyboy going down before that, though. Right to the back line. Explodes St. Vicious. Now on to Cop. Dominate on the other side. Quas comes in, but a little too late. Is he going to be able to defile enough? Going down. Dominate cannot help the team.
They waited until Quas revived, but not till he joined the team fight. They were okay with him just adding Requiem damage, but that was definitely not going to be enough for them to win the team fight, and now he gets changed.
There, they got the Deathfire back up. It's a 1-2 punch, and they come out with the kill. EG feeling so on top right now, goes for everything and a little extra.
So Curse, a little antsy there with the engage, I think. They saw EG trying to get away, and they want to capitalize since Quas is up. They all dive onto Inox, one of the tanks. And you can see Yellow Pea and Pobelter, the only damage that they take is from Requiem. Both of those members, the damage dealers from the back, have full reign. Yellow Pea and Pobelter is dealing damage the entire time. Meanwhile, the counter engage from Dominate doesn't turn out well. And then Quas is left by himself. He does fall prey to the skill shot CC, and it's another turret there for EG. But Curse are able to answer back in Dragon and keep the game close.
Close indeed. They aren't back more than 5,000 gold right now. They are, however, down 4 turrets right now. That's a lot of potential gold that sits on the map for them. If they can get that in one quick influx, they really may have a chance to swing things and take EG by surprise. But as it stands, EG knows they have the upper hand, and with all the outer turrets fallen, it's hard for Curse to be even in their own jungle.
Yeah, I mean, those turrets are standing there. That's basically global gold that Curse
Yep.
want to pick up. But you have to actually kill it to get that gold. And it's very hard for them to get outside of their side of the map. Once your vision control lapses for a split second, it's hard to get it back because now they're going into uncharted territory every time they want to place those new wards, and they have to have multiple people. You can't just send one person. You can't just send someone like Crepo or St. Vicious over there by himself for the side zone because he'll get picked off.
Yeah. Once Curse makes that fight happen, it's an all
Dominate
in.
gets picked off. There it is.
The play first, waiting for the hook. He kind of gets out of that one, but I don't think he's going to get out of everything as the team just buckles down and locks him in for a kill.
You see somebody pop on the hunt, and then you get another person.
The solar flare coming out. Inox actually able to get on the other side of that. Very nicely done.
One person on the hunt's down. Wow, look, St. Vicious wandered a little too close. Stampede continues. They can find another target and run him down. Quas is at the bottom, but he's got teleport. It's a fairly early Baron, but Karthus is a great answer for turning this around. Let's see if Curse actually try and commit. Dangerous, actually, for both teams here.
They are going for broke on this one. They are getting the teleport, and Voyboy almost gets shredded completely out of the fight. He's sitting with 1/3 health now. That was not the most ideal spot to coming in, but it is going to be the Requiem. He got one. Can he keep going? Whoa, they focus on it beautifully. Pobelter was waiting for that.
Yeah, Azakali jumping in. They're fighting near pink wards already. There's already pink wards set up, so it's very hard for him. Akali really relies on that Shroud after jumping in like that, so it's a great call by EG, jumping in, or blowing him up when he does jump in there. Have to say, EG are doing a really good job capitalizing on their lead.
Knowing they could force Curse into this was
they
the
drop the
perfect.
pink ward down. You know, he runs out of the Shroud. That's why they drop it down. But once he does go back in here, He's got no shroud left even to use since it had already timed out. He just gets annihilated. Yeah, he'd already tried to use the shroud. Jump down, double pink wards. So EG, again, they're probably just going to continue to look for those fights, make use of On the Hunt to catch people out, and run over multiple members of Curse.
Yeah, why not? Don't fix it if it's not broken. Continue to proceed with the kills. 20-13. In fact, we got 33 kills here in a 27-minute game so far. 47,500 for EG. They got a nice lead on Curse, and a lot more teams in North America and Europe have been playing like they have the lead. They're not waiting back and saying, do we have it? Can we do this? A lot more sure play coming out of these teams.
Yeah, and EG are a team that's been struggling, so it's nice to see them with this confidence to go for those Barons to bait Curse over and to make the starts of the play so they can finish this game strong. They're doing a good job so far, and they've been fairly well coordinated. It's just, will Curse be able to pull it back together? Because, as we said, they gave up vision on that side of the map, and they are not having an easy time getting it back.
I'm looking at this. You see 10 assists down the board for most of EG to bring up that kill participation again.
He's going in again.
Oh, St. Vicious. He just wants to ward. That's all the support wants to do, but he's making himself killed. That, however, was a huge true shot barrage that just nuked out Pobelter in the fight. Yellow Pete's on the backside. EG is very split here, and they're going to be caught chasing if they tunnel into something bad. Oh, he gets it on the end of the boomerang.
Yellow Pete with the blaze. He's
got it. He's got it, and he gets out.
Wow, he survives in the end. Great boomerang blade over the shoulder, too, to grab the exit kill. It's EG again, 2 more kills. Rewarded because of their vision, and Saint trying to go face check that bush. This is the second attempt here. Karthus is up again. He's got Requiem again. Will they go contest it?
Smite to
Second
smite.
time. I got him!
Oh, very nice. Pobelter's down. That's huge damage coming in. It doesn't look like they want to get into this pit yet. No,
so
Quas
low.
does. Quas is in the pit. He goes right to the back line. The boomerang comes out from Yellow Pete and shreds him down. They quickly get out of any
Baron's
range.
regenerate. Oh, they don't want to go for it. Okay,
They're going to be safe.
There it goes.
Requiem's down from before. They're all right.
All right, so Baron, the buff that he puts on you, one of the buffs does increase your magic damage taken. That's why I say Karthus is so good against
debuff.
against these. Exactly. When Quas goes in there, you know, all he has to do, Requiem, takes out Pobelter, and that will be the second of the Baron baits. This one didn't go as well.
Over 500 damage there.
Yeah. All right. So again, he just comes back in. He sacrifices his life though. Again, every time they do this, Quas is sacrificing his life. So they lose another member. It's another kill for EG, but they don't let them get the global gold or the buff from Baron. So Curse are doing a good job of stalling this one out. They're trying to get hold on it, and as you can see, Voyboy is going for that Zhonya's. Since EG are getting so many pink wards, he wants another option after he dives in. So he'll be able to pop the Zhonya's this time if he doesn't get CC'd immediately. He's going to have to be very quick with that finger.
Yeah. And EG has been very quick on these fights. A slow laning phase we saw. The bottom lane, not many kills to come, but you look now at Crepo. 2-4-17. The 2-17 means he's been in 19 of these kills. It's been the fights for EG to get these kills in. And they've basically won each of them. Maybe losing one here or there, but they've gained so much control of the map that it's always in their favor.
No, and it's really hard for Curse to take down a member of EG, because as soon as Voyboy commits, he has to dive all the way in there.
The whole team is in.
He's getting focused. And EG have 2 very, very strong tanks right now. Snoopy coming from the jungle has gone full tank. So that Volibear is not a target. You should not be looking at him in any way, since he also has his passive to rely on.
Yep.
And Inox, it has sort of allowed him to go hybrid damage here, both with Blade of the Ruined King and Sunfire. Since they have 2 very beefy tanks, their front line extremely hard to get through, and Thresh as well adds a lot of peel for the back line. So it's a very solid front line here for EG, and Curse are having a hard time getting through it.
Banshee's Veil's already coming out for Evil Geniuses. Just shows how far they are ahead, almost canceling out, Quas's Requiem if it comes down to it. They no longer initiate with that if they wanted to. Quas usually trying to help out during the fight with it, so it could still work if he can get some pops.
Yeah, he's gone. He went with the early utility of the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and then into the Zhonya since he's dying so much, but that means that he doesn't have Magic Penetration. He hasn't got that third item, Void Staff, that really makes Karthus kick it into overdrive. Till he gets that Void Staff, he's not going to be hitting that hard. He does have a lot more survivability with the shield and the Zanyas, but man, Saint again gets caught.
Oh, he just wanted to ward over the wall this time. Voyboy going for Pobelter very low. He sends the clone off to the left, tries to hide in the brush, but he goes for a great kill and finds the right target. Voyboy goes down after that. A lot of the DPS is gone. The surrounding, Snoopy now, coming in from the side is Inox. How big is he? A 3v2 situation. He dives to Baron. They're going to go ahead and take down Comp. Snoopy and Inox make it out as the tanks.
Curse, answer it though. This is 3 for 3. That's much, much better for them. And they're finally able to get a little bit of control in the red side jungle. They took out one of the pink wards, and that bush Saint keeps trying to get over to still has an EG pink ward in it. I don't know if those all see each other. There's some weird angles in that bush. You can see all three of them right next to each other, but they don't exactly see. So Saint, even though he flashes out, he's going to go down here once it starts. But Curse don't give up on it. Because Voyboy got such a good lead on Pobelter as far as damage trades, they take him out early. And Curse, as we said with those tanks, very heavily focusing on the importance of tanks. They actually only have 2 real damage dealers. If one of them goes down, then they don't have a lot more power left in this fight. So it was a good answer here from Curse.
So that's what the fight looks like when everybody's in the middle.
Yeah. I'd have to say at this point, I would recommend St. Vicious a Scrying Orb if he wants to see what's going on in that bush, because he has not had any luck getting into that red buff bush there.
Looking around at some of the CS, the mid laners obviously fighting each other a hell of a lot this game. Pretty low CS, 185 to 167 between those two. You look at the top, Quaz and Inox, 270 to 234. So the lead's still in the favor of EG here. But you can see the CS kind of telling a story of how the lane went. We're 33 minutes into this game. It's about a 10,000 gold lead. Well, I'd say 9 exactly right now. 9,000 gold lead means a hell of a lot in a fight, and that's going to be a 1 quick dead Quas. Voyboy is the focus now. The Requiem comes down, like we said. That's a utility Karthus coming through. Double kill for Voyboy, though. Can he get some more resets? No, he goes down. Inox was able to bite him through. Cop goes down, and it's still Inox and Snoopy. They were alive at the end of last fight, and they're alive at the end of this fight.
World of Tanks here. We've got tanks on tanks. Dominate trying to run from Snoopy, and he's got another Vault Breaker.
They're galloping along. This is getting intense. The slow walk. Come on, fight him. Fight the bear.
Okay.
Fist the claws.
I think we can calm down here. This is probably going to take a while. So let's take a deep breath to get a sip of water. We've got 2 1-on-1s that are going to take about 5 minutes each. So they actually just give up. Dominate. Oh. Hey, go back in there. Oh, no. Roar. Snoopy declaring that he won that fight by default since Dominate backed off.
First, yeah, won the chicken. Let's see how this works.
So the Solar Flare missed to start it off, but look at the focus onto the damage here. Pobelter gets annihilated by Voyboy, and then it automatically switches over to Yellow Pete. Dominate in the back, able to take out the second damage source. Meanwhile, the tanks are left, and there's nowhere left for Cop to go. Even on Ezreal, he's used both blinks already. And then the fight lasts another 10 minutes.
This is what we're saying about the all-ins here. Voyboy, once he's in. St. Vicious going in. Dominate going in. And those bottom 3 on these rosters have died almost every time in these past fights. Quas actually went down that last one because he's playing a bit of the zombie Karthus this game. But that's what they have to put themselves to so far. They have been getting the kills. They're creeping up ever so slowly to EG here, but they're still down.
Yeah, and the focus really for the damage dealers now, when all these fights keep end up tanks on tanks, both the damage dealers need to get sources of penetration. So that's why I think that Quas Void Staff has so much importance. They really need that item on him, since he'll be able to sort of take down everyone around him and soften up those tanks for the late game.
Well, if that mid line of EG can stay alive, Snoopy 7 kills, Pobelter 7 kills, Yellow Pete 7 kills, and Inox has 6. That kill participation, again, we got to keep bringing it back, is immense from Evil Geniuses. But it means also that they should be able to finish out this game a little easier.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to keep Pobelter and Yellow Pete alive as long as possible. Yellow Pete with the Banshees on top of his spell shield, he's not going to be a target for Dominate to ultimate here. So Dominate pretty much every fight is going to have to ult Pobelter. Since Pobelter has not had a chance to get his defensive item yet. Oh, another pick.
That was absolutely huge. You have to consider they're just over the side of the wall every time now. It's been one after the other onto Curse. Again, focusing in now to the Wraith Pit. Krepo's going to be in the middle of the fight. The Zanya's for Quas, but everybody's kind of just working around the Defile damage. Now they can focus on them. That's how big they are.
It's got to be the title of this match is the Vision Wars here. EG are doing such a tremendous job using that Fog of War to their advantage. They've gotten so many picks on that red side jungle. Curse coming over, walking so close to an area that they have no vision of. And this time, it's going to cost them Nexus turrets.
This is going to be Nexus turrets and possibly the Nexus. They have 11 on Dominate. He does have an ult, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The head-to-head, again going in favor of EG. Now 2-0 versus Curse. In the spring split, the Nexus is going to go down here in a 37-minute matchup, 33-21, and kills as EG takes the win.
Gotta be excited about this one. EG finally able to come out with a really strong performance, controlling the map. They had
civil handshake.
Ridiculous map control there, yeah. Krepo always keeping it civil.
Everybody keeping it real on EG's side. Great picks coming through. Sivir seemingly being a big pickup here, coming all the way from EU to NA. A little more play for her. And another big story, a kind of title that's being put on every game from NA to EU is anybody can win now. The top teams aren't always beating the bottom teams, and the bottom teams, they're making some moves.
In the beginning, I was pointing out that both teams have the potential to make those sorts of picks, With the LeBlanc and the Thresh, that's always a possibility. But man, did they land every single chain and hook they needed to. Meanwhile, on Curse, where the picks were going to come from the roaming and the Leona plus Vi, they weren't able to get in position to use those.
Yep.
And as soon as they lapsed vision on the red side of the jungle, man, was it dangerous. It seemed like a replay after replay going towards that bush. He was so curious what was going on in there. He never got to find out because he always died first.
It's a little interesting that nobody else was sent with Saint. They wouldn't consider that this is going to happen again and again and again.
So maybe opt for somebody to get a scrying orb there because it definitely cost them. That was pretty much the story of this game. And using that Sivir to catch people who are coming to look in the different bushes.
Right.
EG played it really, really well. They used that Sivir exactly what she's meant to be used for. And you have to tip your hats.
I like the fact that we saw the Sivir alone work as a composition, and then CLG used it just previously with the Vi and the Leona. So Sivir in that is a huge factor.
I mean,
really, really big.
I guess once again we do have to say Korea had a big hand in this. Sometimes we don't
factoring in the play styles.
Sometimes we don't like to admit it, but everybody's watching them for little tips. And Sivir being really big over there for such a long time. Picked up now.
Right. But you got to get the game going somehow. And again, Pobelter back on a champion that makes a huge impact. He gets LeBlanc this game. Snoopy able to feed him a little bit of food in the beginning to get him a little fed, and he took off from there. Pobelter cannot be given those kind of champions.
He had a really amazing start. Going up against Voyboy, he knew he was going to have the upper hand in that lane matchup going against
Just right in the beginning,
but he capitalized on it.
Absolutely. The Stampede takes a win there. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Inox and Snoopy join us in the studio to talk about their day on the Rift. Then Coast will have a shot to tie up the standings with XDG when both teams take to the Rift. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm happy now to welcome two Evil Geniuses, Inox and Snoopy, to the desk. Guys, congrats on the win. What were your thoughts coming into that game?
Coming into the game, we were pretty much tired of losing to Shyvana, Sivir, and LeBlanc.
Okay.
Like, these three champions were just staple champions that teams were playing against us, and every single one of our defeats was actually against those champions.
Wow.
So we looked saying, can we play this comp, or can we play something against it? And it's actually very hard to find something to play against that comp, so that's why we went for the comp itself and took in Champion Select.
Inox, how do you feel about playing Shyvana up there? Seemed like a pretty good matchup for you.
I was actually surprised. That was my first time playing the matchup versus Karthus, but he hurts. I'd try to walk up, run up to him, I'd eat a few Qs and be like, okay, well, I'm not doing that again.
So walk me through your whole thought process. So you come into it blind. What's your first instinct on the lane?
I don't want to fall behind in CS. I want to go even at most and hope that I can get Snoopy or Pobelter to come up, get a roam off, dive him, push him off towers, and take the towers.
How'd the adaptations go as you go into the lane?
pretty well. I don't know how that lane's supposed to go, but I think I played it pretty well. So.
Good.
We actually, during this game, I said at the start of the game, I'm going to try and loot to gang top more. Because Karthus is a relatively easy kill in the lane.
Yeah.
Even though Shyvana has no CC, it should be a relatively easy kill. Turned out I didn't go top, and what it ended up being is like a stale fest in top, which is actually quite bad for us. If Karthus is just free farming the whole time, it's kind of bad, especially when he has TP, and he's got a summoner for his team, plus the global. I felt we should have applied more pressure top, and it's kind of my fault for not applying that pressure. But then I looked mid, and it was like a couple of free kills mid, which we didn't convert all of them. There was one specifically where we dropped the pink. He had no flash.
Yeah.
We went in mid and tried to pick up the kill on Voyboy, and I got counter ganked. Like we knew Karthus had teleport then. We knew we were wary of him turning, but we felt we could burst the Kali, but we didn't quite manage to do that. So, yeah, the matchup top, I think you need to watch. If you're against the Karthus top, you need to not let him free farm the entire time because it's pretty bad.
So he just dissed you on the desk.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I had a good game, I guess.
Yeah, you did
Not
actually
good enough.
amazingly. 7, 1, and 12 on Shyvana, one of the only 2 level 18s. The two of you actually tended to carry the game. Did you guys expect that with your bruisers there?
Kind of expected our teammates to die. When we were, before the game, we were talking about it, and they're like, okay, they're going to be diving us, going for the dive with the Akali, the Vi and Leona ults. And then I said, I'm just going to dive right back at them.
Tended to work out for you guys, Snoopy?
That's the biggest thing with this team we were against is they're a very heavy dive.
Yeah.
And you have to keep your eye on Akali. It's so hard in a team fight when 5 people are running at you to keep your eye on that one champion. And it was Akali for most of the mid game and then even into the late game.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of times we're dropping pinks like frantically in team fights. I don't know how many pinks I bought that game, probably like 12 or like 13 pinks at least.
Nice.
For team fights. And keeping your eye on Voyboy and Akali was like the biggest factor to winning his team fights. He had to go down. And you'll notice he started getting tanky as well. He started building the Spectre's Cowl and then into the Zhonyas, and he probably would have went Banshees after that. And then we're like deciding, do we switch our focus? But not really, because he still had a damage output to kill Paul Belter in team fights. So we had to keep our eye on him all the time.
Okay, so speaking of team fights, then we do have a replay. We can get that up there. It's a big ace for you guys here at the Dragon Pit. 5 to 8 in kills, right? Very, very close right here. What happens in this?
Basically, in team fight, you're going to notice we're constantly calling, look for Voyboy, watch for Voyboy. So they engage. Dominate comes in this side. Keep your eye on Voyboy this whole time. It gets turned on instantly. Everyone's screaming Voyboy, Voyboy, and it gets insta-bursted. That's how most of these team fights have to play out. Once he's down, the team fights are relatively clear-cut. We had to watch the Karthus here. He did get a little bit of damage off, but my passive ticks and managed to tank quite a few hits. And then we're able to clean up again with Inox and Shyvana, because they didn't have the damage. Once Akali goes down, their damage output was reduced quite a bit. So basically, you see every single team fight that we played in, we want to focus down Akali. You saw at the very start of that fight, everyone knew exactly what they had to do, and it was focused down Akali, and it's exactly what we did.
Okay, so then I want to ask you another question, because you brought out Volibear here. Why?
Well, the reason for Volibear, so they banned Olaf. And traditionally with a Sivir comp, like you have Shyvana top lane, and then you want like another bruiser just to run in with Sivir. And Olaf was banned, and then Vi they'd picked, so you couldn't go in with the Vi. And then traditionally, like I just scaled to the next bruiser, which was Volibear.
Yeah.
And even though it's not been seen in a while, it's still a very viable champion. And especially lately when you've seen a lot of jungler bans, like you've seen almost every game about 5 jungler bans or something like that.
Sure.
I had to expand my champion pool a little bit, and Volibear was just one of the champions that I turned to and picked it up. And it's had a lot of success in scrims, and it was nice to pull it out here today.
It was interesting. Kobe was talking about it during Champ Select, that you had kind of a Stampede comp going, and you added a bear, which I feel like is a proper Stampede. So back to you, Inox, playing the Dragon here. You've had a pretty varied top champion pool. I remember at the beginning of the split for you guys, your team started saying, well, yeah, it's when he's playing these carry tops is when we're doing the best. How do you feel you're performing so far?
I'd kind of like to go back to those carry tops, but it's been working out with us with the tank play style. It's a lot easier, not as risky. Like if you fall behind on a carry top, you're gonna look horrible.
That's fair. How do you play differently when you're on a different type of champion?
Kind of play a lot more passive. You don't look for as many trades. You just kind of want to farm, and as you're playing a tanky top, you know you're gonna have an impact, or you know you're gonna have an impact late game.
Okay. And it seems to work out for you guys. Of course, congratulations on your win. We're going to get ourselves up to the next game, and hopefully we can see another EG win tomorrow. Guys, let's send it over to Riven Jap for the play-by-play of our